Welcome back, folks. Caleb Tallman joined here with head Andrews Boys basketball coach Matt Maennle. Coach, y'all got a big playoff game coming up. Today is Monday. I'm sure y'all going over first thing in the morning all the way over to Mount Airy. I think what is it, about 250 miles or so?
Yeah, it's going to take us about 5 hours on the bus, so it'll be a nice trip.
So you guys are going to head over tomorrow. Just kind of tell us. I mean, I know you're a first-year head coach, but you had the benefit of you having your dad on staff with you, who's longtime head coach. What's the game plan for a 250-mile trip? Because I'm sure you're gonna have multiple stops, got to eat, maybe get a shoot around in. What do y'all got planned for the trip out tomorrow? I think y'all are actually playing first, 5:00, right?
Yeah, well, it's 6:00. We're going to go 6:00. Yep. We're going to make it as normal as possible. A couple of years ago, we tried to make it like a road trip. I don't know how to explain it. When we went to Mitchell a couple of years ago, but the kids living in Andrews, there's not many places to eat when they're going to get out of school. So most of the kids go to Subway. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to stop at about 3:00, a little bit after 3:00 in Statesville, and let our kids get some Subway just like they would if we were playing at home, and and then just keep trucking up the big road. I think it's going to take us about an hour and a half from Statesville. So hopefully to get there a little bit before 5, and then our kids, they can shoot as much as they want. Right when we get there, their athletic director is going to let us shoot, right when we get there. So that'll be good to get our sea legs up underneath us before we start warm ups and stuff like that.
Yeah, and obviously Mount Ayres, 18-5. They came second in their conference. So obviously a pretty good ball club. And I know you shared with me, you get some scouting reports, get some films from friends across the state. Once again, got good to have your dad, because I'm sure several of the coaching staffs in our conference, he knows everybody to call and find out information. What do you know about Mount Airy, and what are y'all preparing for specifically for them?
They're athletic. They're so athletic. They've got a couple kids that can shoot the ball well, but all 5 kids that are on the court, they want to get to the basket. They don't have just one specific kid that does all their scoring. They've got a point guard who's a senior. He's I believe it's a Sizemore kid. He is a very talented basketball player. And we could start out in a zone, because they don't shoot it as well as some teams we played this year. But our guys want to take the challenge of playing man, and we've done a good job playing man. So we're going to see how the matchups work, and they do a good job attacking the basket to get offensive rebounds. So, we're going to preach, keep them in front of us, and not let them get to the basket, make them beat us from the outside. And we've got some film on them that's helped a lot. We've got some information, some teams within their conference that wouldn't send us film, but was able to give us some information on them.
Yeah, absolutely. And really, sometimes you get to playoffs and it's like it's not as much about the other team as it is about your team. And I'll share my opinion. You can share yours. I kind of feel like y'all are playing the best basketball you've played all year, from having watched all beginning of the year to now. You do have a really young team, so some of them have grown into the roles. I know you got Donovan Bateman back from injury, but y'all won 4 out of your last 6 games, and then you played Hayesville in a conference tournament. Obviously, Hayesville, number 1 team in the state, and I think you're the only team in the 2022 calendar year to play Hayesville to a single digits game all the way into the 4th quarter. So you feel like your team is playing a high caliber of basketball right now, and even though you're not a high seed, feel like maybe y'all are ready to make a run?
100% believe that. Our kids believe that, though. That's the thing. Our kids know what they can do. They, I was seeing them in town on Saturdays, or having some of them even called, and there's like, Coach, we've got a tough draw, but we've got a great chance. Like, this is a good draw for us. We match up well. And just the confidence that they have right now is just incredible. I hope the layoff don't hurt us. From not, well, it'll be over a week again from once last we played, and that's what happens this time of the year with the conference tournaments, if you don't make it to the championship game and stuff like that. But, the kids, they get out and they shoot, they hang out together, they talk about, who we're playing, and they are very confident right now. They know we've gotten better. And the big thing is we're playing together. I don't have to worry about kids being selfish and trying to get their own They just want to win ball games and be together. So that's one of the positives of going on a road trip. I love being around these kids, and they're excited for it.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think just one of the things about your team, and you may disagree with me, you may say you're the best shooting team, but, Jake West and I, in a segment just prior to this, we were talking about how probably behind Hayesville, at least in our conference, y'all are most definitely the second best shooting team from 3-point range. And I know that's something with a young team. You've kind of tried to mold your philosophy into them. But when you've got a 3-point shooting team the caliber of yours, and you don't just have 1 or 2 kids that can shoot it. I mean, like, that was something that wasn't there at the beginning of the season, but I was honestly stunned. I mean, Cam Rattler hit a couple threes with McTaggart on him in the conference tournament. And when you shoot the three that way and have the ability to have 4 or 5 kids knock down a couple 3-pointers for you, it's kind of a great equalizer. And so you feel like with your team's shooting potential, it kind of gives you a chance to play yourself into any game with any matchup.
Yes, 100%. And that's what, a couple people have said, if y'all shoot it like you did against Cherokee or how you shot it against, Murphy in the conference tournament, there's a good possibility we'll be able to get out to a lead, tomorrow night. And which is one of the main reasons we're getting up there as early as we possibly can so our guys can shoot on their rims, shoot on their goals, and see fill the gym out, I mean, I've never even been to Mount Airy to play any sports, in my playing time or coaching career. These guys haven't. So I mean, it's just if we can shoot the ball well and we don't make bad turnovers that lead to baskets, because they're going to play some tight defense on us. They're going to try to get in our face and stuff like that. But if we take care of the basketball and we get shots, I like it. I like our chances for sure.
Yeah, and then one of the great things is, and I know we'll have to get you back on here after you pull off the big upset. We're rooting for you, but you win this game. Yeah, you'd probably be playing a higher seeded team in Bessemer City, but actually RPI wise, Bessemer's ranked lower than Mount Airy, excuse me. So it's like you kind of feel like if you win this first one, you could find yourself, even though it's gonna be a lot of long trips, you might find yourself on a little bit of a ride.
Yep, and that's what I mean. Even going back to not many places to eat. I go to eat with my family on Saturday, and I've got 2 basketball players coming in to eat with their families, and that's what they're talking about. They're talking about, we got the highest ranked team after a 1 seed, coach. And I said, yeah, we did. And then they said, but I like it. They've already watched film on them. They see what they're going to do. And they're talking about making a run and not looking ahead, but, seeing who could be the next opponent if we do make a run at it.
Yeah. And then, the last question I got for you, coach, and we'll let you go because I know we're recording this early afternoon. I mean, you're probably about an hour and a half away from having that all-important practice before tomorrow's game. But with such a young team, we've talked about this with you a couple times. I mean, this road trip, win or lose, you pull off the upset, or even if you play them to a really tight game, tell me what you think this can do for your team and their confidence and knowing that you guys are playing your best basketball of the season, you're shooting it well, you're as healthy as you've been all year as far as I know, and every single one of these kids you got coming back next year.
Yeah, it's no matter what happens tomorrow night, we're confident in what we've got going forward. And that's what I told them after the Hayesville game in the tournament. I said, guys, listen, I'll never be happy about a loss, even if it's a good loss. I don't like to lose. I've never liked to lose. These kids don't like to lose. But what we were able to do, against Hayesville there in the tournament and get our confidence going into the playoffs was huge. And the same way goes tomorrow night. I mean, they've got two of their best 4 players are seniors, so if we can make something happen and hit some shots, and like I said, take care of the basketball, it's going to be huge. And I think for us to be successful tomorrow night, Cameron Rattler's got to have a big night, because they've got a couple of good guards. That's not I don't mean to say like counteract our guards or equalize our guards, but if Cameron can have a big night in the post and knock down some shots like you said he has been doing, that'll be huge for us tomorrow night.
Well, yeah, and I said that was the last question, but I mean, since you brought it up, I'll mention it. Cam Rattler, just a sophomore, but throughout the whole season, I mean, he's had to guard Jake McTaggart 3 times. He's had to guard, Hunter Langley and Donna McRumler over at Murphy several times. Playing, I think y'all played Hiawassee Dam, who's got another big 6'4", 6'5" kid. Conference actually has more size than it has in years past, if we're being honest. And but you've got Rattler, who honestly, for the first time outside of conference play this year, he might actually be the biggest kid on the court, or at least be equal size wise. And so hopefully that does well for you guys tomorrow night.
That's exactly right. It should. I really think it should. I mean, he knows it. I've talked to him about it already, and we just got to go do it. That's the main thing. We got to win the trip, win the bus ride, and then just, I mean, as you know, my dad said, as long as we don't lay an egg, we're going to be in the ball game. We're going to have a chance to win. So,
well, absolutely. Well, hey, Coach, we're wishing you best of luck. I'll be live over in Hazel. Jake will be live in Murphy, but I know we're both going to be on our phones, and you'll have to get your principal or your town mayor, who always follows y'all. You're going to have to make sure we get some updates. Especially we'll be rooting for y'all to pull off the upset tomorrow night. And if y'all do, I'm going to have to get you back on to talk about the big upset win and then your next round, obviously. So we wish y'all best of luck. All of West North Carolina and Team F Line Sports is rooting for you, Coach.
Hey, man, I appreciate it. And, yeah, speaking of following, make sure you, Jeff Tatham, he's actually a school board member. One of his kids plays for us. He should be posting some updates, I think, if he's going.
There you go. Yeah, so make sure everyone tune in, and if you can't find it, we'll make sure we get up with Jeff and share it on our Twitter and our Facebook as well. So best of luck, Coach.
Thanks, man.
Y'all go pull off a big upset and represent West North Carolina the way we know you can.
Yes, sir. I appreciate it, man.